Welcome to the 2018 BRSCC Mazda MX-5 Championship here at Snetterton for Group B. It's going to be a really interesting start to this weekend because we've got Sam Gendy on the front of the grid after a cracking qualifying session that puts him at the front of Group B. We've also got Adrian Burge alongside him and an amazing pack of dogs chasing them all down. Let's go and have a word with Adrian Burge on the front row of the grid. Adrian, cracking start to the season on the front row here at the second meeting. Can we go for a win?
Yeah, I think so. We're teammates, so we want to keep it clean, but I think there's a fair fight and we want to work together, I think, get away, and then we'll see where we go.
There were some really good battles at Brands Hatch last time. Any tricks of the trade we can learn for Snetterton?
Well, just go, really.
Fantastic. Have a great one.
Thank you very much.
As we talked about, there's some great battles all the way down this grid as well. We've got the 80 straight in here as well alongside the 25. So it's going to be interesting to see how Hutchins and Leary go to battle as we go up to that first corner. So let's go straight on with the first race of the weekend. Well, that was a couple of minutes ago. They are now back from their formation lap. Sam Gendy and Adrian Burge, as we said, on the front row of the grid. Anthony Hutchins and Ivan Leary on the second. Jack Moody and Oliver Graham on the third row from Clive Chisnell and Jake Stiles. Then we have Oliver Robinson and Callum Greatrex rounding out the top 10 from Bryn Griffiths and Nick Ledoyen. Then it's Bill Taylor and Graham Rumsey, Alan Hawkins and Bruce Robinson, Charles Muggleston, Richard Wootton, and then Matthew Pollard and Dale Whiteman from David Martin, Luke Souch, William Hayden and Richard Bartlett. 24 cars all battling for riches to get there first. It's going to be a really interesting trio of races with Harry Dean in there in 25th position as well, making up the numbers at the back of the grid. But do not fear, he will be charging his way through if he can possibly help it. He will not be staying in 25th for long. So let's watch for the lights to go out and then they will charge forward for the first corner here at Snetterton. Lights on. Let's race at Snetterton. Cracking start from Gendy. It looks as though it's a beautiful start from Anthony Hutchins as well as they charge their way forward. Ivan Leary's going to get alongside Adrian Burge. We're on board with Sam Gendy leading the way as they head to the first corner. Sam Gendy looking very strong into that turn one, and there's a little bit of rubbing between Burge and Leary. Anthony Hutchins is through safe and sound at a second position. No problem at all as they head for Wilson Hairpin for the first time. Burge looks to try and slingshot the long way round Hutchins, very nearly into the back of Gendy. Goodness me, that was close. And now they're going to knit their way through Wilson Hairpin. Is everybody going to get through safe and sound? Just about. All the way through the field. That was close, but just about manageable. Now they come up through to Palmer on the inside line. That's a brave move from Graham Rumsey to get on the inside line there of Oliver Robinson, who's had a very frenetic start. Robinson trying to move his way further forward, of course, as they all are. Plenty of rookies on the field here, as a lot of drivers are trying to work their way further forward and locking up under brakes. That is Nick Ledoyen getting a little bit trigger happy on the brakes into Agostini. And side by side, a good little battle as Bryn Griffiths gets on the inside of Richard Wootton, and Wootton goes off. Wootton goes off the circuit there on the far side. He will recover that, hopefully. We're on board with Adrian Burge, looking back to Leary. So Burge looking a pretty good race on the horizon here for the BC Cars driver. And obviously a lot of cars in that particular fold here. It's one of the teams with plenty of machinery in the paddock. So obviously there's going to be a lot of interest in this one as they filter through out of Williams. That's going to be a brave run for the 24 to hold it round the outside. Just about hanging on in there without too much of a difficulty is Oliver Graham. Super fast in qualifying, the rookie. 6th position on the grid, but finding that racing in a crowd is very tough, particularly at Snetterton. Look, we're going to go 3 or 4 wide, possibly even 5 wide, down to the braking zone as Nick Ledoyen covers off the 74 there of Clive Chisnell. 2 drivers there really struggling. Who's that that's just overshot on the way through Nelson? That's the 31 of Bryn Griffiths. So Griffiths has dropped back quite a few places there, having missed his braking point out of Brundle and into Nelson, and it looks as though Graham is going to try and make his way up the inside. Oliver Graham, the 24, knitting his way through to the inside. Some magnificent bit of overtaking there on this first lap of the race, as up the inside comes Oliver Robinson to get through on the inside of the 45 of Graham Rumsey, and that's going to leave Alan Hawkins squeezed in the 722. Magnificent. I love the B group just as much as the A group because these guys are obviously trying to get their way into the A group one day. That means that the racing is a little bit more tough. It's very intense, and there are some supreme squabbles all the way through the field. Now, down into Riches. We've got a great battle cooking up. That is the 55 trying to make up progress. Matthew Pollard doing well at the moment, but obviously some time to make up. But he's already overtaken quite a few cars on his way through. As up to Wilson they go. Oh, and Hawkins is sideways. And there's a bit of a lock-up further back as well. Hawkins there getting a little bit of pressure on the inside from Charles Muggleston. Muggleston trying to come through. And Muggleston hasn't quite been able to make that move stick. And as a result of that, it leaves the door open for William Hayden to slip through. William Hayden, the back end, steps out. Muggleston shortly with an opportunity to get back past him if there is a chance to get that through. And down into the braking zone, there's still a lot of drivers going for the manoeuvres as Muggleston tries to commit up the inside of Hayden. They rub wheels, and Hawkins is just watching them play, and he might be able to get past them both. We're on board with Luke Such in the number 291. Drivers at the front of the field battling, drivers towards the tail end of the field battling as well, as Such continues to work his way through Hamilton. He's got a queue of cars forming up in front of him, so Such may be able to pick up one or two of them to make an overtaking move. Through Oggies. Careful, Luke. There's an awful lot of battles going on, and you've got to keep that car smooth. Bringing it home is very important in these races because there are going to be other drivers out there who won't be as lucky. So that is Hawkins with Muggleston and Oliver Graham in there as well. Not having the best of starts, Oliver Graham, from 6th on the grid. That's only inexperience, though. He is still a rookie, don't forget. Wearing his rookie plates, and of course, rookie plates means that you're a rookie in any form of motorsport, never mind Mazda MX-5s. So to be 6th position on the B group grid from qualifying proves he's very good. Now that looks like an off further back from Graham Rumsey, I think. I think that's the 45, having pushed it a little bit too far at Brundle, and has gone a little bit further over the apron. Well, hang on, is that Rumsey in the similar yellow car? The red roll cage is going to give it away. We're just watching a few places up the road. That is the 74, trying to make another overtaking move. Clive Chisnell making up for lost time on the back of Callum Greatrex. So Callum Greatrex, of course, watching the pursuits of Jason earlier on in Group A, now here in Group B, having a battle of his own. But the boys from Cardiff are definitely looking to come away from Snetterton with some silverware. So let's see what happens in the final reckoning. Great battles down the centre straight, lots of slipstream, lots of great action, and plenty of overtaking moves to come. Speaking of which, that looks like Adrian Burge on Sam Gendy for the lead. They're going to be side by side again. Gendy's going to get a good run out of Wilson. Gendy hanging on to the lead for dear life as Adrian Burge tries to get through to 2nd position. So Burge has somewhere got through on Anthony Hutchins. Hutchins is still there. Gendy drifts a little bit wide out of Palmer, but he's got enough space to cover off Adrian Burge, so this is a good run. Up to Agostini once again, and Leary, by the way, is trying to hold on to his 4th position as well. Hutchins has a bit of a look for 2nd place on Burge, but Leary is trying to hold off the attentions of Jack Moody at the moment. Moody is going to try and get him on the undercut, try and make his way through. We watch back from Gendy. Is Moody going to stick into Leary? There's not a lot of space, and Leary's going to go off the road. He brings it back right in position with Moody. That is great defence from Leary. Look, he's still there on the inside. Jack Moody is not going to have it easy with Ivan Leary today. Terrific stuff as Leary hangs on to that 4th position. He drifted just the tiniest bit wide, but manages to get back there in front of Jack Moody. And now Moody's got even more problems to deal with as Nick Ledoyen is trying to get his nose in. Nick Ledoyen still there side by side. He really ought to tuck back in behind him and use the slipstream, really, and get himself a better chance of getting on the inside of Brundle. Anyway, Gendy has still got Adrian Burge right behind him. So Sam Gendy leads the way out of Nelson as they go down towards the bomb hole once again. And it looks to me as though Moody has been able to hold on in front of Nick Ledoyen a few cars back. So that's not bad going from Moody. And that keeps him in 5th position. That would be enough to promote him to the A group if he just remains where he is. So Gendy leads, Burge 2nd, Hutchins is 3rd, 4th is Leary, and 5th is Jack Moody, exactly as they started the race, incidentally. The man on the move is Nick Ledoyen, up from the 6th row of the grid, 12th on the grid, to come up to P6 at the moment. So some terrific battling. Now, the black and white flag is coming out. Is that for being a little bit over the edge in terms of track limits or over the edge in terms of driving standards? Can't quite tell who it is, so I can't make a judgment on that one. Hutchins in 3rd. 4th is Leary, still moving to cover Moody. Then it's Ledoyen. I think that is still Jake Stiles in the 2 car there in behind them as well. So Jake Stiles still trying to keep in abreast of the battle. And then we've got all sorts of drivers battling away. That's Callum Greatrex leading the charge, though, as Nick Ledoyen goes up the inside of Moody. There's enough space. Just. Oh, they're going to have a great run to Palmer. as again, Moody is going to hold that inside line on Ledoyen and keep it nice and tidy. So that is all fine and dandy. Now, is that Jake Stiles in second place? I'm not sure it is, actually. I thought it was, based on roughly where Stiles was on the grid, because Graham went backwards, Chisnell went backwards. I think Stiles lost a couple of positions as well. A big lock-up into the hairpin. This is really exciting stuff, as Moody just about manages to recover that one from the outside of the grass. And now it looks as though we're about to lose another position, are we? Nick Ledoyen getting a lot of pressure from the 19, so it's Oliver Robinson who's in there. Robinson, who started in 9th place. So basically that triumvirate of Graham, Chisnell and Stiles, who were together 6th, 7th and 8th, ended up falling back through the field. Oliver Robinson, meanwhile, leads the charge from Callum Greatrex. So Nick Ledoyen managed to get past all of them at the start. Great getaway from the 60, and that's really characterised the rest of his race. That's given him a real chance to go for a decent top 6 finish. He is in P6 at the moment, but he wants to be in P5, of course, at the very minimum, because that will mean he'll go through to the A group. Meanwhile, Robinson, having a look on the inside of Ledoyen, has to yield and get back out of that one. Bit of a wobble from Ledoyen under brakes. Meanwhile, Leary is going to have to pressure Anthony Hutchins into the bomb hole. He's there to his inside, has to back out in the end. Jack Moody's coming through, and still we've got these two battling away as Robinson now gets a move on the inside of Ledoyen. So Oliver Robinson is through in the 19 at Coram. Tricky place to overtake, but he keeps his foot in. Jack Moody in the 5-4-4. Oh, he bangs with Leary, and he's going to go into the side of Hutchins. Oh, Jack Moody misses his breaking point as he taps Ivan Leary, and Hutchins is an innocent victim. What a catastrophe. Anthony Hutchins looking good for 3rd position at the very least, and now it's all come away. Well, that means now that Nick Ledoyen is up into, well, I'm trying to figure out where the positions are. Is that Nick Ledoyen into 3rd place now? Yes, it must be, from Robinson. What a banzai move that was from 15 up on the inside there. That is Harry Dean charging forward. Obviously making light work of the recovering Jack Moody, who's really struggling now. Damage suffered in that little melee moment, I suppose, and Leary gets himself back on the inside of Alan Hawkins to take the place away. Good move that from Oliver Graham as well on the inside of Charles Muggleston. But that's what one little mistake like that can cost, and unfortunately Jack Moody dropping a long way down the order. I think Anthony Hutchins is actually stationary there out of the race still. What a disappointment. That was going so well for Anthony Hutchins, and he knew it. Now Graham's having to defend like crazy from Mugglestone. Mugglestone in the braking zone, and there's a little bit of a nudge between the two of them, and that's going to put Graham sideways. He's going to drift out, and Mugglestone will get through. Now, he's probably got his own opinion as to whether that was a sportsmanlike behaviour or not, but don't try and ask two racing drivers in the same incident to share the same opinion. As Mugglestone now sets off in pursuit of the 722 of Alan Hawkins. But that race incident before, just feeling a little bit sour now that we have lost Anthony Hutchins from the fray, with Leary and Moody dropping back. But that, of course, promotes a very fortunate Nick Ledoyen up from 12th position to 3rd. So he's worked his magic and got himself into exactly the right place at exactly the right time. And there he is in 3rd place, defending from Oliver Robinson. And is that Callum Greatrex in there? Yes, it is. Callum Greatrex in P5. Still trying to hold on to his position. The 74 of Clive Chisnell is in there, defending from Harry Dean. So Harry Dean is getting himself up the order. He started 25th, don't forget. Harry Dean is now in 6th. I was going to say 7th, but he's now overtaken 19 cars. What a display this is from Harry Dean. Here they come. And now that is Greatrex trying to come a long way round the outside of Oliver Robinson into P4. Cracking bit of overtaking from Callum Greatrex. Harry Dean has got them both on the run. Can Dean sweep past them both into Wilson? He's passed one, and Greatrex makes sure he passes the other by going sideways. Oh, Harry Dean is up in a P4 from 25th on the grid. Absolutely terrific drive from Harry Dean in the 15. That is easily and now a contender for best manoeuvre of the weekend. Certainly the best drive of the weekend. Terrific stuff in both classes. Harry Dean up into P4. Absolutely majestic display, and I think he's not done there because he's getting closer to Nick Ledoyen. Let's not forget that the two leaders, Sam Gendy and Adrian Burge, are only about 8 seconds up the road from this. So if he'd have been a little bit luckier in terms of where the battle faded away from the leaders, he might even have had a crack at the victory. So Harry Dean charging to try and find a way round the outside at Oggies. Can he come through past Nick Ledoyen there? Well, no, he's got plenty of opportunity, and that is Bryn Griffiths, I think. Bryn Griffiths in the 31. He's already had a bit of a miserable day at the office in this first race, and now he's parking it at the exit of Agostini. But now the battle for third position. Oh, he's through. Harry Dean has obviously got him on the way to Nelson. So brilliant stuff there from the 15. Harry Dean now up into third position. Well, I don't think he's going to get further than that because we are running short on laps, but Harry Dean has done an absolutely superb job. Mind you, having said that he's running out of laps, he's got, what, maybe 2 or 3 laps more of the circuit to go. So, well, I'm just trying to see how much faster he is than the guys in front. He's going a good 1.5 to 2 seconds faster than the two guys in front. So if he just keeps up the pace, look, he's dropping Nick Ledoyen. If he can just keep up this sort of pace, he might catch them before the end of this race, actually. Leary's still trying to recover there as he battles away. So this is the man to watch, Harry Dean, absolutely lighting them up around this spectacular circuit. Snetterton finds himself right at the back of the grid for this one, but now having to fight his way forward. And Burge is your leader. Burge is your leader on Sam Gendy. So Adrian Burge has got back past Sam Gendy as these two continue to squabble for positions, and we are in the closing stages of the race, so they will swap places at least a couple more times if I know this kind of battle. Burge into Agostini. Sam Gendy right behind him, trying to get the undercut as he tries to find a way to get past. But Sam Gendy, wise to all of Adrian Burge's tricks, he knows all the manoeuvres, but he knows that he can be patient here. Through Hamilton, no curb at all on the inside, plenty on the outside, and this is all looking very good indeed. Sam Gendy watches the brief from 7, Adrian Burge in front. He knows where he could be vulnerable, and he's going to try once again to find a way to sprint out. Onto the back straight they go. This is a great opportunity for Sam Gendy, reeling in the number 7 of Adrian Burge in the lead. Surely he's going to have the momentum to sweep by under the bridge and take the lead. It's all up to Adrian Burge as to where he will defend. A little further back, there's still some cracking action from Clive Chisnell as he tries to get away from Ivan Leary, the 25. Just to keep it up to date with what is happening in the lead, Burge hasn't quite lost his lead yet to Gendy. Gendy definitely putting him under some pressure, but they are both being caught by Harry Dean. This is the 4th place battle. That's Nick Ledoyen. Then Oliver Robinson in there in the 19. Look how quickly Dean is pulled away from Ledoyen and Robinson. That is ludicrously fast. Greatrex in 6th position, so at the moment it looks like Callum Greatrex isn't going to join Jason in the A group at the moment, but the Cardiff boys still having a strong pair of races towards the front end. Greatrex in his earlier Group 1 race was right up there in the top 6, so great to see him battling. Very similar to Callum then. Now Leary is battling away with the 96, that is Muggleston. So Muggleston is trying once again to get a manoeuvre or two up the order. So having started 17th, Muggleston is making a great recovery drive as well. He has made plenty of advantages come to him when other drivers have wavered. Burge under some serious pressure for the lead now. Sam Gendy is right in there, and by my math, we've only got 2 laps of this race to go, including this one. These are long laps here at Snetterton, so it takes a long time to get around this circuit, but you're flat on the throttle through fast sweeping corners for the majority of it. So Sam Gendy still there in front of your man in... still in 2nd place, I should say, with Adrian Burge in front. Burge is trying to come through to get the victory. Sam Gendy is trying to get the lead of the race back again. So down into the hairpin at Agostini. Gendy all over the back of Adrian Burge. Burge is still your leader. There is Harry Dean, actually, in 3rd position. So Dean is not far away. If these two start battling, Harry Dean might just get a nice little surprise out of Murray's on the final lap, because Harry Dean is catching these guys big time. So still Sam Gendy hustling Adrian Burge out of Oggies into Williams and onto that Bentley straight once again. Sam Gendy looks absolutely planted. Adrian Burge is doing his very best to keep him back. But Gendy's now got the draft. He's got the slipstream. Has he got the courage to dive down the inside of Brundle? Will he even get the chance because Burge is moving to cover him? He's going to go right. Will he beat him to the braking zone? No, he won't. So he tucks in. There is Harry Dean gaining big ground. So Dean is not done yet in third position. He is chipping away at this gap big style. And a big tank slapper as he comes off the turn. He is determined to catch them. Can he get there? That's the big question. I'm not sure he's going to get there for the win, but he could get right on the tail of them, even going down the Bentley straight if he just keeps chipping away at this advantage. Gendy definitely being held up behind Adrian Burge, but he's basically giving Adrian Burge, his teammate, the come on at the moment. Hurry up, he's catching us. Look back, Harry Dean is getting us, and they need to get on with this now as they come across the line. The last lap is now, so it's now or never for Adrian Burge to hold off Sam Gendy. We're on board with the Office Problem Solved car, the BC Cars Motorsport Run team, first and second at the moment. So Adrian Burge hanging on in front of Sam Gendy. But is this going to be enough to hang on to the victory? Down to the Wilson hairpin. Gendy tries again. He's going to need good acceleration off the turn. Back on the power. Down the short stretch to Palmer. Is there going to be a way to get through? At the moment, the answer is no. Good defence from Burge. Still, Gendy is pushing. Can he get the move done at Agostini? He's got a good draft out of Palmer. There's enough time, there's enough space, and Harry Dean is still charging. He'll want to try and seal the victory as early as possible. Here he goes, up into Agostini. He's going to commit to the move. Brake. Don't let the car drift too far wide. Burge will get it back. But that's nice from Gendy and Agostini. Beautifully done. But look how close Harry Dean is now. He's only about 6 car lengths back. So Gendy has got some hard work now from Adrian Burge. Now he's got to play the defensive role, having been the attacker. Out of Oggies. Back on the power once again up towards Williams. Harry Dean knows how close they are. He's not giving up. This is superb from Harry Dean. There he is in third position. If this race had one more lap, maybe he'd get the win for certain, but he's going to run out of time, surely, from that distance. As they go down the Bentley straight, up towards Brundle and Nelson, that doesn't take away anything from Harry Dean's drive. However, if these two get into the wars, then Harry Dean has picked up a famous last to first victory. Let's see how it goes, especially when you consider that he had an infringement in qualifying that meant he was underweight. Whoa, Gendy, hang on to that one. And Burge is right there now, diving for the lead in the inside of the bomb hole. He has to yield. I was going to say, Harry Dean had to start the race 10 seconds after everybody else due to the penalty he got from qualifying. But if these two guys keep squabbling, Dean's going to beat them both to the line. Through Coram, up to Murray's, and Harry Dean is right there. What if he outsprints them out of the final turn? He's got a good chance. He is going to try and beat Burge to the line at the very least. Can he get second place from this one? Burge is going to hold it, surely. Dean is going to get there. Gendy's going to get the win. Burge will be second, Dean third. But if there was one more lap, surely Harry Dean could have grabbed the victory. Fourth place for Nick Ledoyen. Oliver Robertson in fifth. Those 5 will go through to the A group then. From Leary, Chisnell, Hawkins, Mugglestone and Hayden. Fastest lap, who else but Harry Dean in 2 minutes 22.859. Taylor is 11th from Callum Greatrex. Graham is 13th from Pollard, Rumsey, Robinson and Such. Then Martin, Wootton, Bartlett. Dale Whiteman is the last man home because retirements for Griffiths, Moody, Hutchins and Jake Stiles failed to start.
Well, Sam, perfect start to the weekend. That was a really inspiring fight. Tell us about it.
So, yeah, ultimately I would have liked to have been in A group, but B group it was. Adrian, my teammate, qualified second behind me. We had a little bit of a battle plan that we'd work together, get our heads down, try and gap the rest of the field, and then we'd sort it out after that. And that's exactly what we did. He got past me a couple of times, I got him back, and the last couple of laps were proper elbows out.
But then there was a cheeky little scallywag in Harry Dean trying to catch up to you, and one more lap, he might have had you both.
Yeah, cheeky's not the word. He really, he's a mega driver. To start from last plus a 10-second penalty and finish probably 2 or 3 seconds behind Adrian and myself, that's a mega drive. So yeah, hats off to Harry. Like you said, one more lap, he possibly could have had us, but we didn't have one more lap, did we? So we didn't.
Well, now we're looking forward to seeing what you can do to make progress in the A group. Have a good one.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Just a quick thank you to my sponsors, MPT Scaffolding, and a big shout out to BC Cars. As always, they've turned out a mint car for both Adrian and myself.
Well, Adrian, the pace was good in that one from both of you. It was 50-50 as to who was going to win at one point.
Yeah, it was. It was a really good race. As I say, the battle plan was get our heads down, get a gap. We knew Harry would be on us by the end if we didn't really get our heads down and go. So we did. And then really the last 3 or 4 laps, it was a case of, okay, everything goes now. And I got Sam a couple of times. Sam got me back, but so we could see Harry closing in. So it was really a case of him doing a fantastic drive. But from our point of view, brilliant for the BC cars. 1-2 on the podium. The B race, we'll see how we go in the A's. And as I say, to BC, thank you very much. Perfect, lads. I mean, couldn't ask for better.
We're looking forward to seeing what you can do to pull your way forward. Do you think you can get one over on Gendy at least?
I'll try to, always.
Well done, Adrian.
Thank you very much.
Well, Harry, I can only think of 2 words to say, and that's if only. You know, if only there was one more lap, you probably would have won that.
Yeah, perhaps so, but there wasn't one lap, and you know, it's one of them weekends that it's not really gone very well for me in qualifying. With the grid place penalty and the 10-second penalty on top, I had it all to do. So I wasn't expecting to win that race. I just needed to get into the top 5 to get into the A race.
And I tell you what, it's going to give us a great show in the second of the A group races, because surely you can do that same sort of job again and work your way through it once more.
Well, in qualifying without the 6 kilos underweight, I would have qualified 9th in the A race. So that's my aim, to get up towards the top 10 in the A race.
As far as you're concerned, no more Group B races this weekend?
Hopefully not, but racing's racing. You never know what's going to happen.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing what you can do, Harry. Great job, fantastic drive.
Thank you very much. I'd just like to say thank you to Ali Bray. He's took me on board within AB Motorsport and he's done a cracking job with the car. So not only does he prepare the car well, he's also gives me good confidence in the way I drive as well.
Too right, and more silverware to take back with you. Well done.
Thank you.